The world just changed overnight, in a surprise move. The United States launched a massive military strike on Iran's most critical nuclear sites. It wasn't just one target, it was a coordinated attack aimed at destroying Iran's entire nuclear program. People around the globe are waking up to headlines they never expected to see. Why did America strike now? And what does this mean for the future of the Middle East and the world? Stay with us. Tensions between the United States and Iran didn't start yesterday. For years, both sides have been locked in a dangerous game. Threats, sanctions, sabotage, and shadow wars. Iran has long claimed its nuclear program is peaceful, but Western intelligence agencies, and especially Israel, have warned that Iran was getting closer to building a bomb. Talks to revive the old nuclear deal collapsed months ago. Trust between Iran and the West had already disappeared. Then came a series of warning signs: missile launches, drone attacks, and harsh speeches from Iranian leaders. Some called it posturing, others saw it as a sign that something big was coming. Now we know, they were right. In the early hours of June 22nd, everything changed. Without warning, the United States launched a powerful and precise military operation against Iran. 3 major nuclear sites, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan, were hit almost simultaneously. Beat 2 stealth bombers, flying deep into Iranian airspace, dropped heavy bunker buster bombs. At the same time, U.S. submarines fired Tomahawk cruise missiles from the sea. These weren't just symbolic strikes, these were direct hits on the core of Iran's nuclear program. Fordow is buried deep under a mountain. Natanz is heavily fortified. Isfahan holds sensitive nuclear materials. All 3 were targeted. Within minutes, explosions lit up the night sky. Iranian air defenses tried to respond, but it was too late. The damage was done. The operation was fast, secret, and devastating, and it sent one clear message. The U.S. was no longer watching from the sidelines. The damage was massive. Satellite images and early intelligence reports say Iran's nuclear program has been hit harder than ever before. At Natanz, large parts of the enrichment facility were flattened. Fordow, built deep in a mountain to survive attacks, suffered structural collapse in key areas. Isfahan, home to uranium conversion activities, went up in flames. Smoke poured into the sky for hours. Experts believe years of nuclear work were wiped out in a single night. One analyst called it a catastrophic setback for Iran's nuclear ambitions. Iran has released little official information, but leaks suggest panic and confusion inside the government. Some officials are saying the program can recover. Others admit off the record that the damage is worse than they've ever seen. For now, what's clear is this: Iran's nuclear capabilities have been thrown into chaos. As news of the strike spread, the world held its breath in Washington. U.S. officials defended the operation as a necessary act of self. They claimed the strikes were designed to stop a clear and growing threat. In Tehran, leaders condemned the attack as an act of war. Massive protests broke out, and Iran's military was placed on high alert. Israel, widely suspected of supporting the operation, remained silent, but its defense forces were also seen mobilizing. Russia and China issued strong warnings, accusing the U.S. of destabilizing the region. European leaders called for restraint and urged both sides to avoid further escalation. At the United Nations, emergency meetings were held. Some countries supported America's move. Others warned it could ignite a much larger conflict. The reaction was swift, divided, and full of fear. The world hasn't seen this level of tension in years. The big question now is, what comes next? Will Iran strike back, or will it wait and regroup? Many fear this attack could spark a wider regional war. U.S. bases in the Middle East are already on high alert. Israel is preparing for missile retaliation, and oil markets are reacting with panic. Iran has powerful allies and a long history of using proxy forces to respond. Groups in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen could be activated at any moment. Cyber attacks are also a major concern. Iran's hackers have targeted infrastructure in the past, and experts warn a digital war could be next. At the same time, some voices are calling for diplomacy. They say there's still a chance to stop things from spiraling out of control. But after this strike, the road ahead looks uncertain and possibly more dangerous than ever. This wasn't just another military strike, it was a turning point. For years, the world debated how to deal with Iran's nuclear ambitions. Sanctions, negotiations, quiet warnings, they all failed to stop Iran from pushing forward. Now the United States has decided to act with force, sending a loud and clear message. The time for waiting is over, but this kind of action comes with serious risks. It could pull the entire Middle East into a larger conflict. It could push Iran to abandon any limits and secretly rebuild its program underground. It also sets a global precedent. If diplomacy is off the table, are strikes the new answer to nuclear threats. This moment could shape international relations for years. It could bring either a new round of peace talks or a dangerous cycle of revenge. What happens next will define more than just Iran's future. It may redefine global security. The United States has struck hard, and Iran's nuclear program lies in ruins for now. But the bigger battle may just be beginning. This moment is about more than bombs and bunkers. It's about power, strategy, and how far nations are willing to go to protect their interests or challenge their enemies. The world is watching closely. Allies are choosing sides, rivals are weighing their next moves, and millions of people are hoping this doesn't lead to something far worse. We've entered a new phase, one shaped not by talks, but by action. Only time will tell if this strike brings peace or lights a fuse that's been burning for years. Stay informed, stay aware, and ask yourself, is this the start of stability or the start of war?